Okay, for our debate, for our topic for our debate, well, what would you do like when like coding, when you're coding like for like Scratch or any other coding things, which I mainly use Scratch, cause it is a program I think, also it's a website. What I would pick, would you ever pick, would you like just code and test those code things out, or just code just to make like a fun game, you know? And I think I would pick like coding for fun, cause it made me wanna test things, you know?
That's a really fun debate topic. So you're on the side of coding mainly just for fun, making cool and enjoyable games in Scratch without necessarily focusing too much on testing every single code snippet. On the other side, I can take the angle of coding being about experimenting and testing little pieces of code to see how they work. So I'd be more about tweaking and learning through each little test. All right, let's dive in. Feel free to kick it off with why you think coding for fun is the way to go.
I think I said like I would be coding for fun and you will be like mainly just making a game and testing every bit and things. For me, I just coding for fun, no making games. So yeah.
Gotcha. Thanks for clarifying. So you're all about coding purely for fun, just experimenting and enjoying the process without necessarily making a full game or testing everything thoroughly. And I'll take the side of methodically making a game and testing each piece of code along the way. All right, let's dive in. You can start off by sharing why just coding for the fun of it is your preferred approach.
Well, why I would pick coding for fun? Well, it's because you can just do this, that, and just do random things, you know, like in Scratch. For example, making changing the meow sound thing in sound. I'm just gonna make it louder, and I'm just gonna mess around until it's not even a meow anymore. And and just testing those bits and bobs, you know, and yeah.
Absolutely, I get it. Just playing around and experimenting with all those little bits and pieces in Scratch can be a ton of fun. You're basically turning coding into a playground, and that's a great way to learn and enjoy it. All right, so from my side, I'd say that focusing on making a complete game and testing every little piece of code can be really satisfying too, because you get to see everything come together as a finished project. But I totally see the appeal of your approach.
So, tell me, what is the downside of making a full game and testing every bits of code?
Well, one downside might be that it can feel a bit more like work and a little less like play. If you're focusing on testing every piece of code, you might spend a lot of time debugging and fixing things rather than just freely experimenting. It can be rewarding in its own way, but it might not have that same carefree, fun vibe that just messing around does. So that's definitely one possible downside.
Also, you forget modeling, you know, making a model, which is hard, I think. And yeah, well, the downside of doing coding for fun is you have to know what code that you want to use, but at least you can use what code you want to do, and you're not really making a complete game, but it's pretty fun. But you have to do this, that. But if it's those typing code things, then I cannot do the type code thing. Only I can use Scratch to actually code things because it's easier for me. And yeah. coding is pretty easy, but I like to do those short codes so that I would just don't have to look and just use things that I want to use, you know. And yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. On the fun side, you get to just dive in and use the blocks or the pieces of code you like without worrying to make something big and complete. And that's definitely less stressful. And yeah, modeling or doing more complex stuff can be tough if you're just in it for the fun. But the great thing is, you get to choose how you want to do it and what makes it enjoyable for you. So I totally see where you're coming from.